Everyone likes unboxing day. This time again for something that I couldn't find on YouTube. Yes, another dash camera review, but this one, here we go, is one that I couldn't find a review on. So I thought I am going to buy one and do a review on it because I need one for my little car, my little hairdresser's Renault. Okay, so what do you get? So this is quite nicely boxed actually. Okay, so 4K plus 1080p. So we've got a 4K main front-facing camera that's meant to be 170 degrees, and then a 1080p rear-facing camera. So it's got a G sensor, doesn't have GPS. I think GPS is a waste of time. And critically, this one has a suction cup. Now, I wanted a suction cup and not a glue mount because I want to be able to change this between vehicles. So we've got English, we've got Chinese at the back. So this all looks pretty straightforward. All right, so this is the unit. First appearances are very good. Okay, so micro USB. Oh, sorry, mini USB. It's so old it's mini USB. So it's got a clicked indent. So that would face back towards you like so. SDHC card. And did you know that the S in SD stands for secure? It does. Anyway, and this is going to be a little party pack of accessories, cable, etc. All right. So we've got a short lead here and some little clips to hold the cables out of the way. We've got the suction cup, which looks pretty bog standard, and we've got an integrated mini USB to 12 volt. Now what I actually wanted was a USB-A to mini USB, but I don't, because I've got a USB-A output in my car, but I'll see if I can make this work or buy another one. Anyway, I want to test this, see what the video quality is like, particularly at night, and I did want a screen. A lot of the very small ones don't have screens. So suction cup tick, and screen tick, and 4K tick. 64 gig card, just a bit of a spare one. Never quite know which way they go in, so just be gentle. Thumbnail, and ready to go. Ah, this is interesting. So you get a little stick-on as well, but so this wasn't advertised. So you either get a sticky pad mount, which I don't want, or you get a suction cup, which I do want. So that will go like that. And that is exactly what I want. And I can swap this between vehicles. Great. Okay, the other little thing, little bits you get in this, you get a very short USB cable. I guess that's in case you've got power up near your rear vision mirror. You get some little holding clamps, and you get a spudging tool for pulling your, well, part of your dashboard apart, I suppose. Anyway, that is quite a good little combination of tools and inclusions. Now these will probably not last very long, but it's because they're, you know, in a hot car environment, it gets up to 50, 60 degrees. They won't last. They're little cable clips, but it's nice that they're included. Righto, so when you first plug this in and power it up, you get a little red winking LED that tells you that it's immediately recording. It also tells you that it's recording in UHD 25 plus Full HD 25, and it gives you a recording time up at the top right hand corner and gives you a date and time at the bottom, and also tells you your exposure value compensation and microphone on and a few other features like that. Now to stop the recording, press the OK button at the bottom. That stops it recording. Now you can go into the menu by pressing the menu button, and you've got a whole stack of options here, and it tells you you've got up and down arrows, and you navigate with your left and right, and then you press the OK button to enter that one. So if we wanted to go into resolution, for example, it tells you that we've got UHD 25 plus Full HD 25, or you can have Full HD 30 and Full HD 30 for front and rear cameras. So we'll leave it on that, press OK, go down to loop recording, press OK. 3 minutes or 1 minute, 3 minutes is probably better for me. Wide dynamic range, G sensor. So G sensor will determine whether, like if your car gets hit, it will automatically put the file into the EMR, the emergency folder that I show you right at the end there. Record audio. Exposure value, I'll just leave that default. Record audio, yes. Date stamp, yes. And basically that's it. You've got date and time settings here. In the second menu, you've got date and time, you've got screensaver, you've got auto power off, and you've got the beep sound. Language, infrared LEDs, which is for the rear-facing camera. Inside camera mirror flips this image, and frequency, you've got 60 and 50 Hertz between America and Australia. And that's pretty much it, guys. And press the power button to turn it off. Okay, so that's it. So let's set this up to 4K recording. It looks like it's plugged in recording already. It says Ultra HD. Probably can't read that very clearly. So Ultra HD 25 plus Full HD 25. Date and time is wrong. It says 2021 00027. So I'll jump into the menu, change the timestamp, and then we'll go for a drive. So I'm just going to talk for a bit just to see how the audio comes through. There is a microphone that's on the front of the unit. Now this is advertised as a Toguard, which is a reasonably mid-tier reputable brand, but from what I've seen on the packaging and from what I've seen in the manual, I can't see any reference to Toguard, but I will have a look in a little bit more detail. But I've done some bench testing of the file types. They're MP4, which is great. So often on cameras like this, the file type is AVI and the file sizes are huge. So a 3-minute file on one of my old cameras that I was using as a dash cam was around about 750 megabytes because it was uncompressed 1080p video, whereas this is using some sort of codec. It's probably an MP2 container, and the file sizes are far more reasonable because of that. Okay, so I'm also going to be filming this with a DJI Osmo Action 4. Running at 4K 25 frames a second, which is basically the same as the camera, the dash cam, just to compare the two different video feeds, just to get a quality comparison. Okay, so I'm also going to be filming this with a DJI Osmo Action 4. Okay, so I'm also going to be filming this with a DJI Osmo Action 4. Now I'm just comparing this to a DJI Osmo Action 4, just to give a bit of a comparison between two cameras, both 4K 25 frames a second. The DJI does have image stabilization turned on. Okay, so I've got 3 cameras going at the moment. I've got my DJI Osmo Action 4. I've got the claimed Toguard 4K camera, and I've got another camera that I use in this vehicle, which is a different vehicle. This is an old Soccer Mum's car. It's a 2007 Subaru Forester, and it's got enough power outlets for me to plug all the cameras in. So just going to go for a bit of a drive at night just to show you what these cameras are like recording at night. Now, when I said that the Toguard did not have, doesn't have infrared LEDs, it actually does. So the camera looking at me at the moment has 4 very, very small infrared LEDs basically pointing back towards the inside of the vehicle. So they're the ones that you can switch off inside the camera software, inside the menu options. We've got a vehicle up here just to see what we've got, see what oncoming glare is like. Gosh, they are very, very bright HIDs or LEDs, goodness me. So I'll get a good comparison of what oncoming lights are. Righto, this is going to be a quick test of, I've got the camera set up here, I'm going to turn it on. Currently we've got an ambient of 24 degrees and that's reading pretty accurately, even though the emissivity won't be exactly correct. Anyway, let's turn this on and we'll see that power up. So I did notice that this was getting pretty warm the other day, so I'm interested to see over about an hour just to see how warm this gets. Righto, 30 minutes in, we are at basically a surface temperature ranging between 47 and 62 degrees. So 62 is certainly getting up there. Righto, so after an hour, 61 degrees, so 64 degrees. So on a very, very hot day in the car, that is going to be even higher. Today is only 25 centigrade. So the front, 60 degrees, 41 degrees at the lens. Righto, so that's a bit of a summary of these cameras. Now, I'm going to go through the bad points and then the good points. So the bad points are that this camera, that's the 4K HD one, which is identical to the one that I showed a bit early on, apart from, so it's front and back, apart from the fact that one says full HD, which is the earlier one I showed, and this one says 4K Ultra HD. Now this one gets up to 60 plus degrees on a 25 degree day, which is a really bad indication of reliability. This one, the rear facing camera stopped working in about 2 weeks. Tried to complain to the seller, you know, they give you the usual friggin' couple of dollars off, blah blah blah, so a waste of time there. Unfortunate Chinesium junk. So expected reliability of this is not high, so that's a big minus for paying $75. Again, you don't want to spend $190, which is what the list price is on the Toguard website. Look around. I think $75 is Australian is probably a reasonable price if it keeps working. Now, the good points are the price. That's not a bad price. The fact that it does come with dual mounts, I do like the fact that it's got a suction cup. Sometimes suction cups aren't very reliable and they can fall off on a very, very hot day, but you get what you get. The other thing is the MP4 small file size compared to previous cameras that have an AVI file size. So you get 2 files, and I'll show you the structure. You get 2 files, one that's the front-facing camera, then immediately after it, it's the rear-facing camera, so they're not superimposed in as an MP4 file. You get one, then you get the other. And the other thing is the video quality is surprisingly good. I could read pretty much everything. There was night blur as the shutter speed slowed down at night, but the pickup was actually better than my DJI Osmo Action 4 at 12,800 ISO. So the gain in this is cranked up. It's a noisy image, but it's pretty bright and you can still see and read a lot of stuff. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. I only put this up because I couldn't find a review of this Toguard 4K camera. I don't think you need 4K looking back at yourself. You don't. Not looking at this head like a smashed crab. Another bad point, so the first version I bought, the full HD one, is USB-C. This new 4K one is mini USB, which is appalling in 2025 to have a mini USB device being sold. Everything should be like this, everything should be USB-C. Anyway, you don't have to subscribe, don't really care, but if you give me a like, it does help me out. Cheers guys, thanks.